What's up, guys? I'm going to be doing live streams. I'm going to be doing this more often, and I'm going to actually announce it.
Nice. Hey, do you mind if I share this live stream on like my social or anything like that?
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Don't mind? Cool.
Because when you present this argument, man, this is why people have distinct.
Did Bongo the chimp share his banana with another chimp? Is that what you mean by morality? Okay.
I mean, does a snake talk?
Well, I mean, if evolution's true and we all came from a single cell, technically, isn't that pond scum that we come from?
Pond scum is pond scum. A single-celled organism is a single-celled organism.
At the end of the day, the evidence is not. I mean, we might just have to agree to disagree on that, but
Yeah, I mean, we're going to. I mean, for one, you give yourself away with the pond scum evolution thing. You are proving to be exactly like Matt Powell.
Well, don't we come from pond scum?
What is up, you heathens and demons, you sinners and saints, you beautiful blasphemous bastards? Welcome back to The Rage. I am the Raging Atheist, and I am joined by Antangelo Grasso, and we're going to have fun. But before we have fun, Antangelo is going to talk real briefly with me about my shitty barbaric Detroit Lions and how shitty they are and how they fucking suck balls. And we're going to start with that. But Antangelo is here. What's up, Antangelo?
Rage, I do think that it's kind of funny the way you rip on Matt Powell. I mean, he is my brother in Christ, and I don't think you should peek on him.
Well, yeah, I mean, I probably shouldn't, outside of the fact that he's a homophobe and an all-around douchebag, and he has rosy cheeks, so how could I not?
Well, I have to admit, I have been attracted to Matt before, but I try and push those feelings down.
Yeah, I don't doubt that, Antangelo. But so we have a chat. What's up, chat? A lot of people are here in the chat to begin with, and more will join. I do already have the trigger on, the timer on for StreamYard to spam the link. We will spam the link in a moment. We're gonna get to some Antangelo here in a moment. But first, I just have to say, I know that like none of y'all watch football. But like one of the great tragedies of my life is like being a Lions fan. Like even when we had the greatest running back in the history of the motherfucking game, we couldn't win football games. And of course I'm speaking about Barry Sanders. Even before Barry Sanders, we had like the 4th or 5th, 6th maybe greatest running back, Billy Sims, couldn't win football games. And god damn it, I'm tired of being a Lions fan. We had Matthew Stafford. We couldn't win fucking football games, but at least Matthew Stafford was tough, right? He was tough and he was hanging there and he lost, but it was because the team sucked, not because he sucked. And we gave him away for Jeffrey Goff. And if you guys probably don't know, but like that is a downgrade. And they're like, oh yeah, we get like a couple first-round draft picks starting next year and the year after. But I'm like, fuck all that shit because the Lions suck at drafting. So, Antangelo, yeah, my American football aspirations of ever seeing the Detroit Lions win a Super Bowl before I die is pretty much non-existent. And I just want to say to all the people that have football teams that win games, y'all can go fuck yourselves. But okay. I had to get that out of my system. Otangelo, you have some like DMs and shit. So what's up, Otangelo?
Well, first thing I want to say is that you have just put a proof out there that evolution is not true.
How is that?
I mean, because your team had all these attributes, and you said that they never got over the hump and won any kind of like championship or anything. So that means evolution is not true.
I blame all the Christians that pray for the Lions.
And I just want to I want to thank Tioga in the chat. She is saying that Peterson bullies me all the time, and that is true. Peterson bullies Otangelo Grasso.
Peterson bullies Otangelo Grasso. Is that what you just said?
Yes, Tioga is saying it in chat, and she is right.
Well, Tioga is very wise, and John Peterson is a cunt. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
Thank you for saying that, Rage. I mean, I am of course Christian, so I can't say the word cunt. Thank you for saying it for me.
I try to help out the Christians when I can.
Yeah, I can't keep this up. I gotta fucking. I mean, the voice wasn't even on like from the beginning, and now it's just like
you was decent at the beginning, but you started to lose yourself.
Yeah.
And then when I called you a cunt, like John is like, God damn it.
No, that was funny. That's
I
why
kid.
I'll you know, because I'll say like that would be something Otangelo would do. Well, I can't say the word cunt, you know, so. But I just said it when I said I couldn't say it. You know, that's how stupid he is.
But I know you have some things to say about Otangelo and the DMs and all that shit, John. We're gonna start with that. I am gonna go throw a frozen pizza in the oven because I haven't made my dinner yet, and I decided to be lazy. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna let you talk for a moment. I'll be right back.
Yeah. And it's funny, he did to me again. I was about to say something, and then, yeah, we do that to one another. Push the thought out of each other's heads by opening our mouths. Yeah, I just want to bring up. We talked about it earlier this morning over on Speed's channel. You know, I was going at Otangelo. You know, he. If you've heard Otangelo, you know he has some really weird ideas about science and what have you, and he is one of those people like a standing for truth. He knows a lot of terminology, according to a lot of the scientific people in the community. He knows the words, but he doesn't know what they mean. A lot of them, and you know doesn't understand the process and the way things are put together. And so I had made the statement to Otangelo. Well, look, man, I've admitted before in these streams. I don't know the terminology the way you do. You know, I'm not an expert in these things, but I'll debate you on anything you want, man, and just give me a week or two to study up on it, and we can have a debate. And he said to me, "Oh no, you pick the topic." I'm like, okay. So a couple weeks go by, and I hadn't even thought anything of it, and so he sent me an email. John, we had said we were going to have a debate a couple of weeks back. What did you decide on that? And he didn't just send me an email. He sent me an email and he CC'd like 8 people, Speed, Immutable Destiny, and then like 6 or 7 people in his, side of the aisle, Young Earth Creationists and shit. So he couldn't even have an exchange with me. He had to bring all these other people into it, like, because that was his attempt to pressure me or whatever. And so that day I got the email. I was over on Speed's channel, and me and Speed talked about it. I told him I got a email, and he went and looked for it, found his copy of it that got sent to him. And so I told Speed at that time, I think I'm going to tell him the topic I want to debate on is the age of the universe, because Otangelo is a young Earth creationist. And a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that he admitted in a live stream here on Knox channel or maybe on Speed's that he's a young Earth creationist that was formerly an old Earth creationist. Who then came to the determination that old Earth creationism was wrong. And so I told him that in a chat, it was either here or over on Speed's, what my topic was. And he said, no, we're not debating on that topic. I'm like, Otangelo, you said I could pick the topic. Well, that topic has nothing to do with whether a God exists. I'm like, Otangelo, you're a young Earth creationist. Like, of course, it has to do with whether God exists. You derive young Earth creationism from the Bible itself. Counting all the begats backwards, and that's how you come to your determination. That's part of it. Oh no, that has nothing to do with it. We're supposed to be debating on the idea of whether God exists. So then he says back to me, I want to debate you on the fact that you said that molecular machines aren't really machines. Because we're always trying to tell them that's an analogy that scientists use. They refer to them as machines analogously. And so I pointed out to him, look, you're saying my topic has nothing to do with whether God exists. How does your topic have anything to do with whether God exists? You could prove evolution tomorrow, and it still wouldn't prove God exists.
Well, yeah, and like if he tells you that you get to choose the fucking topic, you get to choose the fucking topic. It reminds me of when like Jill told me I get to choose the topic, and I chose, did God condone slavery in the Bible? Oh wait. Jill chose that topic. He's just an idiot. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, and then he responds back in chat. See, that's how dumb you are, or something. Matter of fact, I got to pull it up right on my phone. He claims, but at any rate, yeah, the thing with the evolution, all right. He's arguing evolution that molecules are machines, or cells are machines, and factories and all this stuff, and he literally means it, and that's the basis, a big basis of his argument about evolution is that if cells are machines and factories, there has to be an intelligence behind it. And then he will always say, does it not take an intelligence to build a factory, to build a machine, talking about human beings. And then he conflates that with, well, hey, molecules are machines, so God must exist. And then he says back to me, he says, the origin of molecular machines and proteins has nothing to do with evolution. And I'm just like, I'm flabbergasted. I'm like, Otangelo puts himself out there as this Christian expert on science.
You don't believe that, though.
Oh, no. I mean, but it's just so funny to me. He says it has nothing to do with evolution. I mean,
because he's an idiot.
Right. That's one more proof that he is an idiot regarding the topics that he talks about constantly. Yeah, I didn't, like I said, I didn't do it too good tonight, but we're going to be hearing a lot of that voice, because he let it out in a stream last night, and Speed's looking for it now. I'm looking for where it was said.
I'm going to be using this. I'm going to be utilizing this. I'm sorry, Otangelo, but I see some voiceovers from John Peterson with Marvin the Martian. I just can't. I'm not going to be able to help myself.
And that's why my voice wasn't right tonight. Because to get like people who do impressions, they have like a touchstone. Like for me, if I say that Marvin the Martian line, but that's kind of out of place, or if I say Speed's name, because like Otangelo will pop in a Speed room and he'll be like, Speed, like he'll say, and then go in on him.
You have a touchstone like Mormons have a seer stone. Oh, did I say that?
But him saying that his talk, the molecular machine thing, proteins have nothing to do with evolution. I mean, are you kidding me? Like that was like, and I won't name the name because I could out the person who told me this, but there's another YEC in the community, or they might not be a YEC, but they're definitely a creationist, who talks about these topics all the time with people. And one night, not too long ago, within the last 6 months, after a stream was over, this creationist stayed behind and asked a person who is scientifically minded to explain to them, I shit you not, what an allele is. Okay, and that is like, saying that about carpentry and asking somebody what a saw is. So it's just,
everybody knows what an allele is, of course. What is an allele?
Not everybody. I'm not saying everybody.
I
but
kid. I have no idea. I'm like, kind of sounds like, this hippie chick I dated in my 20s.
Well, yeah, that is kind of a cool name. Yeah, I'll keep that in the back of my head if I ever reproduce. No, okay. So I'm not saying everybody should know what that is.
But yeah, like a
he's
scientist
one-
knows what it is, or
Right, he puts
somebody in
himself
that
out
field
there as an
anyway.
expert. Yeah, he puts himself out there as an expert and then wants to ask somebody who he's been arguing with over science during that stream and many streams before it. And then he asks that person what an allele is. And like the basic baseline definition of evolution is change in allele frequency over time. So, like for someone who says they're an expert and doesn't know that word, but like that would be like if Puff all of a sudden asked somebody, what some part of
we don't know who the person you're talking about is though. So like you keep saying like a person, like who is this person?
What, right here?
Well, no, like this
No, the
allele
expert.
person.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
Like we have no idea who you're talking about.
Can you do that in Otangelo's voice? That would make it perfect. Yeah, it would be like Puff, walking up to somebody out of the blue and being like, asking them like what some certain part of an air conditioner was,
So was that Otangelo asking about the alleles?
No, it wasn't. Like I said, I'm not gonna, because if I said who it was, then that would out who told me about it.
All right. So
It
yeah.
could.
So you're
Yeah.
talking about something we have no idea about, and we're not going to be able to have any idea about because it's going to out somebody, and we're talking. So essentially, we're talking about something we shouldn't be talking about.
Well, no, it's one of those things that the more discerning people in the audience, and you'll find out because I'll tell you when we're not live anymore, but they'll know who it is. The person who told me will know who it is. I mean, there's people in the audience. Like how many quality people out there that have the same quality of Otangelo that are in our community that argue about evolution and all that shit all the time.
Standing for truth.
I can neither confirm or deny that.
I mean, God damn it, John. Now you fucking A. All right, so we're not starting the stream. I'm pretty sure that Standing for Truth like revealed his face, and I haven't seen it yet, but I saw you talking about it.
Yeah, and I just want to let you know, you do know that when someone responds, I can neither confirm or deny that it only means one of those things.
Oh yeah, it was Standing for Truth.
Okay.
I fucking don't like him. He's an NIFB fucktard. Nobody ever calls him out for it. People should start calling him out for being an NIFB fucktard instead of like giving him legitimacy and going and debating on his channel.
I want to call him out for like never leaving the 90s now that I've seen him.
Well, I have some interesting topics. I did put the link in the side chat. We got one taker. I'm going to put it in there again.
Well,
so real quick, and then we'll let you start it with whatever you want, Puff. But I do have in the cut, did I dox Icky Taint? Why do Christians ask for prayers? And the debate of all debates, was Jesus a zombie or a lick? So that's what I have in the cut.
Prison?
Huh?
Jesus was in prison?
Huh?
You called him a lick.
So
I'm sorry.
maybe you don't know what a lick is. So we'll talk about that later if we ever get to it. If you've played World of Warcraft, they mispronounced it. Maybe I'm mispronouncing it now, but I think it's pronounced lick. But if you played World of Warcraft, they called it a Lich King.
Well, yeah. Well, and real quick too.
Well, Puff was going to say something to start with, but go ahead. I'm going to go check on my pizza.
I was just responding. I was just going with what John was saying because it's not Standing for Truth's fault that he's stuck in the 90s. It's hard to keep up with the times when you live in a pineapple under the sea. It's all right.
Yeah, and but what I was going to say is, and actually, I kind of want to wait till Knock gets back because it has a little to do with him. But he had said about when Christians ask for prayer, and it made me think of something that I wanted to mention. In case anybody didn't see the comment section. But he should be back any second because he just went to check on the pizza. But so as we all know, Knock was away for a few days because he had a loss in the family. That had made him start feeling some feelings about when he lost his mom not too long ago and his daughter. So, but at any rate, people were doing like this community does. They were in the comment section, when he did the video about he'd be gone for a few days. And giving them well wishes and condolences and all that. And there was a few Christians that left comments, and I do not doubt for a minute that they had no animosity intended, that they were just doing what's in their world, is extending your hand of condolences to people. But there was a couple Christians, I'm not going to name them, but they put things in there like, yeah, boy, sorry to hear about your loss. And, I'm pulling for you.
Praying for you.
And then, like,
I made a video about that. Not about not about that in specifically, but I did make a video like when Christians pray for Knock, and it's brilliant, and nobody watched it, and they all should.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to go check that out. I don't remember that either. Was that like an older one?
No, it wasn't too long ago.
I mean, and it's just not the. And again, I'm not going to name them. You can go look in the comment section and see. There was one person I actually deleted their comment because they were just a fucking like smoky group dick or something, and then just simply commented, hopefully he wasn't an atheist, because that's what you do when someone has a loss in their family. Is you make comments like that, like dickish fucking comments like that. But these other people that I absolutely believe were not trying to be dickish. Yeah, Knock already said one of them. I'm praying for you. They put it at the end of their comment. It's like, so I've commented in there. Look, I'll tell you what. I know that Knock appreciates it and everything, but for my money, if an atheist has a loss, what makes you think that you're praying for them would be any comfort to them? Like, who you're talking to, right? Basically that was a gist of my comment is like, know who you're talking to. Another person put in there at the end of their comment, seek the Lord, like proselytize, taking this moment where he has a loss in the family to fucking proselytize to
that shit's expected.
I mean, it's expected, but I think it's just fucking.
Well, just stupid. Since nobody's coming in yet, and I've posted the stream,
can I
yard link? Go ahead, Puff. But I did bring up. We'll watch a couple minutes of my praying for Knock video. But go ahead, Puff.
Oh, that one I love because you guys got to watch it because we're gonna watch it. But it's hilarious because he lays it on super thick with the Southern accent. And he makes them all sound like Southern Baptists. It's hilarious. Oh my goodness! And he hits them with so many of those. What do we call it? The Southern hospitality. That's not really Southern hospitality, but I love it. I love it because when you're on the inside, it's just even better. But so remember how like I always go on the whole thing about the free market isn't free, it's a rigged system, and it's not a game that they really want us to play in, right? And everybody says I'm crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Well, this weekend it came true. Because r/Wall Street Bets they were in the process of shutting down a $13.1 billion hedge fund that literally makes their money by betting that other companies will go down and the way they do this is what's called shorting. It's where you borrow stock from someone else, which is crazy to me. You sell it at a higher price, expecting it to go down. Then when it does drop in value, you buy it back. You net the amount of money that was in between those two numbers, and then you give the stock back to whoever you got it from. But you only have a couple of days to do this, but still, they are experts at manipulating the stock market, so they know how to make it happen. Well, the same thing happened. r/Wall Street Bets, they found out that a particular hedge fund was heavily leveraged in GameStop stock. So what they did was they all banded together and they used the Robinhood app to invest without any fees of trading fees, and they bought a bunch of GameStop stock and made it go soar in price. And they got it to such a high level that if the hedge fund was forced to buy it back or couldn't get it to drop before they had to buy it back, they would go under instantly. Well, overnight, they're saying that they didn't get a phone call, but there's insiders at the company that are saying that they got a phone call from the hedge fund and from other billionaires, and they said, hey, shut it off. And what happened? They shut it off. They shut down trading on GameStop stock and all of them. And then today, TD Ameritrade and all the other apps that allow free trading, they all shut down all those stocks that the hedge funds are leveraged on, and that the average Joe was going to take their money from them. So once we figured out the game, they shut it off.
Right. And so, and interesting too. Okay. The crazy part about it is that, like you said at the very beginning, why the fuck are you even able to borrow stocks? Like, what the fuck is that all about? And then, like you said, the little guy figured it out. And the only reason they were able to do that is because the advent of the internet and those apps you were talking about and everything.
God damn it.
Somebody else does it to them. And then all of a sudden they shut the game down. I mean, that would be like a fucking casino. Somebody's having a run, and they do it too. Somebody's having a run at the fucking craps table or something, and they shut them down. It's basically the same.
Well, just a second. So for any future episodes, if I'm saying that I'm like about to play something, we don't start a fucking topic.
I apologize.
God damn it.
This is a really interesting topic, Jeff.
Not really.
You guys should look into
It's not really. It's what
Silver
progressives
gold.
have been fighting for 15 fucking years, and people have fucking ignored. It's Glass-Steagall. It's all of that bullshit. It's the oligarchy that we've been fighting, and right-wing fucks and moderate Democrats have been saying, go fuck yourselves because, haha, we love rich people. It's nothing new here.
Hey, Horse, I love your new name.
People were just using different words.
Ah, damn it. All right, never mind. It's too late. I'm taking it down.
Taking what down?
What I was going to play 15 minutes ago.
I
apologize.
I already took it down. Fuck that.
No, I want to see Cupcake.
No.
Horse, I love your new name.
It's gone.
But what I was going to say is, as far as what John said, the casinos have figured it out, and they did this a long time ago. They figured out that there's a systematic way to win at playing poker, right? So what do? They limit the amount of money that a normal person can walk in and bet on a poker game. But to be able to go to the unlimited bets, you have to have like $25,000 or $50,000 cash just to enter the game. And that's what they're doing with the stock market. They were like, oh, wait a second. We let everybody come in? No. We're going to go back to the way it was. And now all the apps are saying, no, you got to have $1,000 ready to go to start trading on our app now, which is basically they just said, hey, if you're not part of the rich people club, you got to go.
And the great communist hope Joe Biden is already saying, what the fuck did I just do? I don't know. I did something. The great communist Joe Biden is already saying that we got to protect market integrity and blah, 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 because he's a corporate shill, and we had this option back in the primary, and people chose to have a corporate shill because it's what they want. They want to be fucked.
Yeah, Speed in the chat says that he found out that Otangelo was talking that mad shit on Praise's stream, and he's looking for the timestamp now, so...
Well, I'm not really that thrilled about Joe being in the White House either, but he's a lot better than the dumb fuck that we had.
Well, sure, but I mean, like John might not even know this. Like, me and John had this conversation to where I was like glorifying Joe Biden because he did this executive order about the Keystone XL, and I'm like, yeah, we've been fighting this battle for so fucking long, and then I looked into it, and it's like, yeah, he didn't do much except for change the route of transportation of this crude oil to make it to where it's more dangerous, and they're gonna transferred on trucks and on fucking freight trains, and that's far more dangerous than a goddamn pipeline. So yeah, I mean, it's like.
Oh well, it's also
it's like a goddamn it moment. It's a goddamn it moment. It's like a goddamn it Joe Biden already moment is what it is.
Government
it's just
makes
like the minimum wage.
Worse that they touch.
Well, the thing is, it's like the minimum wage, right? He took the progressive thing that we wanted, which was to just jump it straight up to 15. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna give you the 15. It's gonna be there by 2025. Don't worry."
Yeah, and that's for like federal jobs. Real
slow.
That's for federal jobs because you need legislation to make it actual law.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're like, oh, we'll get it there eventually. You know, I'm like, nah, fuck that. You could have went in and muscled these folks and made it happen, dude. Like, come on, dude. Like, if who stands in a room? Like, literally, what human being stands in a room and is physically intimidated by Mitch McConnell? It doesn't happen.
But maybe his bodyguards, though.
Hey, man, here's the thing. He did beat Bugs Bunny that one time in that race.
We were talking about,
Nobody fucking got that?
Oh, yeah, I got it. That big old turkey gobbler, he's got, well.
You sounded like Smokey there for a moment.
Well, I'll be. If we can't get more tax breaks for the state of Kentucky and some good old-fashioned tobacco in the White House, then I just don't know what America's going to be at the end of the day if we can't respect the rules of the Senate.
Well, I can't remember which live stream this was on, but we were in the chat. We were talking about how Trump's impeachment team just dropped him like a load of bricks. I was like, that's hilarious.
That was my stream this morning. I talked about it this morning. Yeah, that's funny.
That was hilarious. And somebody said, well, good old Rudy will come back. And I'm like, no, he won't.
Trump's he probably I think if he can, he will, because he's attached to this sinking train no matter what. Now, like Dominion's suing this dude for everything. Like that, when Dominion's done with Rudy Giuliani
and Rudy before,
they're going to take it. They're going to take everything from him. They're going to wring the black out of his hair.
Dude, like he's going to be poorer than me when they're done with him. So.
Well, and that's what I mean by Rudy not coming back. He's going to have too much of his own legal shit.
Yeah, I mean he's already fucked. Like he's like the only one now. Maybe the Kraken. Maybe he'll bring in the Kraken. We do still have 5 spots left, so please feel free to jump in. I wasn't expecting
in golf carts.
I was gonna try to have some kind of a religious, funny conversation, but people want to talk about politics and shit, and we do have Flow State here, so fuck it. This is what it's gonna be tonight, I guess.
Well, I mean, if you're going to talk about religion, I mean, why are we not talking about the Jewish space lasers?
All right, so check it out, Jewish space lasers. But here's the thing.
I want to talk about that.
When this stream was conceived of, which was going to originally happen on Wednesday night, the opening topic that people were going to answer is when Knock took a video that was on YouTube and showed Smokey's face, which was already in that older video, did Rage dox Smokey?
No, because he put it out there publicly. You can't be like, oh. It'd be like if somebody found a interview you gave on the news from like the 80s, and you're like, oh, you can't show that. No, you put it out publicly. It's out there. You can't stop it now. You chose to put it out there. Who picked up the phone for you, Smokey?
Yeah, well, and that's my opinion on it. Is like it's not like I went and Facebook stalked him as they do me. I didn't go reveal any information that he didn't reveal himself. And I find it fucking hilarious when Christians tell me, why are you still talking about Smokey Saint? And I'm like, because he's still talking. When that motherfucker's gone, I'll stop talking about him. But until then, fuck him. It's what I do.
I mean, why would you worry about doxing him anyways? Though? I think if you dox them, then it's all fair and whatever,
Well, I mean, because I have a code.
I support your right to dox Smokey.
I don't like. I only support doxing of like really atrocious worldviews, like neo Nazis, white supremacists, and positions of power. Like, I definitely don't want like a white supremacist as my daughter's teacher, or a teacher of any minority, right? So like, I totally support doxing those people. But outside of that, like, I'm pretty cool with most people hiding behind an avatar, atheist or Christian. I do automatically assume it's cowardice. I can't help myself. I do. Sorry about that.
I agree. I think there's common courtesy, but at some point, like if he's talking about your family that way, I think that he's
well, yeah, well, and that's
right
cool.
To
yeah,
common etiquette.
Like, yeah, when he sinks to a certain level, then I mean, he brought it down to that level. So I'm just kind of riding the storm. So yeah, I agree with that, Flow State, definitely.
M Bond in the chat is saying, was Smokey's face originally linked to his Smokey Saint persona, or did he use a different name when showing his face? He used his actual name when he showed his face.
It doesn't matter. Like, fuck his Smokey Saint persona.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think it really matters because Smokey has a very distinctive voice. He has been on camera. If he had, during the entirety of his YouTube career, quote, or his online, career, had never put his face online, then yeah, to show his face would have been doxing. But are you telling me that because Jesse Lee Peterson, who has a huge channel, by the way, was calling him Jay in that stream, then yes, it's doxing? I mean, that's quite a stretch there, M. Bond.
Well, and not to mention, well, when it comes to like the J thing, Smokey did that to me several times for months upon months before I ever revealed that name. And John knows, like, I still think that's a fake name. I don't think it's a real name. I don't think Jay is his real name. Jay might be his real first name, but like the name we all know, I don't think it's his real name because as John knows what it is. And it's like an obviously fake fucking name. Like it's obviously fake.
I mean, here's the thing. Supposedly, and we haven't said the name and we're not about to, that supposedly his full name that we know is supposedly his correct name. But then if you knew that name and consider who Smokey is, you would say, no, that's got to be a fake name. He would never keep that name. He would have to change that name. But
I know it's unbelievable, but there are people in this world named John Jingleheimer Schmidt. It's fine. It's okay.
Oh shit! Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
Nothing sounds suspicious at all when you sign John Doe, who's co-signing John Hancock. It's 100% above board. Smokey would never. He would never.
I like to think that Rage's real name is Rage.
Oh, on his birth certificate and shit. Yeah. That would be fucking awesome.
Like Nick Levin, except for more hostile.
Jay Pasek in the house. Always Johnny on the spot or Jay on the spot, whatever you want to call him. He points out that Smokey did show his face on Sister Sunshine's video in the persona of Smokey.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I had done that. I had revealed his face a month before I did it with this new shit.
Hey, what's going on with this? Is this really Tog? Say something.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm just making a joke.
That's definitely Tog.
Right.
Tog always has that
growing shit. Fucking weird avatar, and I saw copyright something at the bottom. I thought we were about to see some porn.
Smokey said you were dead. I am. God resurrected me. I'm lucky.
Real quick, I do want to acknowledge Paul Camish. Thank you for your $5 donation to the channel. Paul Camish says, "My name's not scrolling across the bottom. God damn it. This should fix it." So hopefully it fixed it, Paul Camish. Go ahead.
So, all right. So, just to shut this down now. So, no other information was given out. He just showed his face. We've already determined he had done it a couple times, and one of them pretty recently, like within the last year on Sister Sunshine's channel.
Well, I'm really hoping, John, that now that he has shown his face and we all know what he looks like, that now he can not be shy and we can meet somewhere in the middle of the country and have a charity boxing match, and I'm going to record it, and it's going to be hilarious. And after I knock him out, I'm going to sit on his face and fart on it.
Wait a minute.
Just like Peter Griffin.
Wait a minute.
Hey, anyway, let me wrap
I
this
just
up.
caused a shitstorm. Go ahead, John, and then Lisa wants to get in.
Right. Well, I want to wrap this up, and then we'll move on to, because I wrote down the topics that Knock had mentioned at the beginning, and then we can move on to whatever your guys' topics are. But yeah, so just going around the room. We already know Rage's answer. Puff already answered, but Speed did Rage doc Smokey?
No. That's ridiculous. He was publicly out there. Anything that's publicly out there, you can use.
And I think Flow State basically gave his answer already. As a matter of fact, he was kind of advocating for, hey, doxing an asshole ain't even doxing, is what I got from it. But Lisa, did Rage dox Smokey?
Nope. And I got a question.
All right, real quick, let me go to Tog, and then we'll let you.
We have an echo now since Tog came in. I'm not sure why.
Let me try to mute.
Well, that might be it. Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah, he has that. He's just like me. He's got the boomer problem. And so Tog,
definitely not. No, he did. Obviously, Smokey's face was put online. So no, it wasn't dox. It completely isn't. If you find someone's face online and show it somewhere else, completely legal.
Now you do know that on your own channel, you said the opposite.
Yeah,
right?
you kind of went into my ass, but you had everybody with you to do it.
Was P Mars? P Mars was arguing against you.
P Mars started it.
Else.
I know P Mars, and we could talk about him too. I mean,
fuck P Mars.
Yeah, fuck P Mars. His stupid thing was no. I could put anything out there into the public sphere that I want to about my life, but if you repeat it, you're doxing me. That was his fucking dumbass argument.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Who did we lose?
I honestly can't.
No, we didn't.
I honestly can't remember what exactly because I don't pay attention. I don't care. What happened.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You don't pay attention to the own words coming out of your mouth.
No, I don't, because it really hardly ever matters. I usually have to explain myself most of the time anyway. So why, whatever. But anyway, I don't remember what I said.
It's good. It's all good, John.
What I do recall is that I agree. If his stuff was out there, it wouldn't be doxing. But I remember that wasn't my point. That I was trying to argue a different point about it. That I think it was the seeding coals part over his heads. Like, if you want to, like, I was arguing if it was actually worth the tit for tat. Now I remember it. That's what my argument originally was. Like, I was trying to say, like, hey, are you putting value in the tit for tat? And that's what I wasn't arguing about the docs. Right. I agree. Yeah, is that tit for tat any of value to Smokey? Or is it really going to have an effect on him? That's what I was talking about.
I'll have to go back and watch it now that you got it public. Because, that did come up, and I admitted freely, tit for tat. Like, because people did ask me, like, why would you do that? And I'm like, because I'm petty.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though, too, Tog, and we don't have to make a big issue of this. Like Knox said, we'll just go back and look in the video. But the fact of the matter is, in my mind, and if I end up being wrong, I will admit it. And to use, Rage's vernacular, you got into his fucking ass over that, and now you want to. This is what the problem I have with you. Okay, is that now you want to fucking deny that shit. Okay, but the day you did the stream and then Knock left, you were under, up those other guys' ass, like you were totally.
Yeah, I remember cursing everybody in the room. I'm like, fuck all of you.
Yeah. That's the fact of the matter. I mean, you actually dissed Rage right after he left, because I stayed and watched. And,
yeah, I did, because he left in at the Rage. I'm like, just sit and listen to me, and I'm not yelling about what you think I'm yelling about.
I totally understand that probably a little more than John does, because I do the same shit. Like fucking Smokey would do that to me. Like, I'll be in his stream and I'll be like into his ass, and he'll put me backstage, and I'll realize I just talked for like 45 seconds and he wasn't even listening, and it fucking infuriates me.
Yeah, because I wasn't trying to do it. I was actually trying to help Knock. And I'm like, hey,
we had lost Flow State. Nobody noticed because he's a Trumper.
He's back.
But yeah, so yeah, I like
now he's back and we have the echo.
calling me a pussy thing. I don't take like I can't have a problem with somebody calling me a pussy when I call people pussies.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking
Did
about
at least have a question.
Well, and John,
asked?
you're totally legitimate in having, whatever concerns you have with Tog.
Yeah.
I mean, that's between y'all.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying it's not the idea. Yeah, we already talked about this. Like some of the shit we say about other people. Like, why would you be mad at somebody calling you pussy? I mean, you're gonna get mad in the moment if you're having an interaction with somebody and they call you a pussy, and you're gonna have something to say about it. But I'm talking about, and we'll go look at the tape. We'll see what happens. It just seemed okay. Here's the bottom line, and I'll shut up.
Now that it's public, I do want to cover that stream because we had that like Veckel and Jill debacle, and then we had the end of it, which was like a separate thing.
Yeah. But here's the bottom line, and I'll shut up. We're going to go to Lisa. Okay, is my problem with you, Tog, and if I end up being wrong, believe me, I'll admit it. You are one of those people to me that you try to ingratiate yourself with whatever crowd you happen to be with at the time. And then sometimes, like we were pointing out yesterday, you communicate yourself in an elegant manner. Like that thing about that Knock didn't make the video he was going to make about the beef between you and him, and then you made the statement, Knock never keeps his word. And then you clarified in the chat, you and Lizard, that comment had only to do with the fact that he didn't make the video. But when you say never keeps his word, that means something more than what you were trying to say, and that's why I took that.
That is fair, yeah. That is.
Well,
fair.
yeah, I mean, Cyrus asked me to do a fucking a collaboration with him over a year ago, and I just like if I'm not reminded about something, it will not happen. John knows this about me. It's all a part of my OCD. I can say something in the moment. If I'm not reminded, it's
honestly,
gone.
I think that'd be kind of like an asshole thing for me to do. Hey, did you make that video that you're supposed to apologize for?
Well, yeah, and I can see that.
Like, that seems like an asshole to say.
I can totally see that. I can see that, but like with me, just to clarify, like with me specifically, you kind of have to do that because I get into my OCD thing. Like I'll see a video from Matt Powell, and I'm like, oh yeah, and then what I told Tog is gone.
Hey, real quick, before we go to Lisa, and she's been patiently waiting, I want to give Speed an opportunity because he's telling us in the private chat he's got a previous obligation. He's going to have to leave in a couple minutes.
Oh yeah,
but
what
Speed,
else,
do you see our buddy is in the live chat?
Oh, he is? Really?
Let me get back there.
And you haven't blocked him yet?
Well, no, and we've got somebody. There's somebody backstage that's saying they're Otangelo. So, I mean, I don't understand. I don't get it. Speed.
Anyway, in praise of the stream, he's only in it for about 10 minutes. I couldn't find the part about you, but he was complaining about you booting him. Like I took his mod status away because of what Erica said, and he's done with it. He broke up with Erica now, and then he goes on to talk about every and you got to listen to it. I can give you the timestamp.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
He talks about how we play the Benny Hill song and we make a trumpet sound at him when he comes in the room, and it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah. His theme song over on Speed's channel is Yakety Sax.
Yeah, Benny Hill. And he broke up with me because he warned me not to play it again, and I couldn't help myself. I'm like you, Knock. I cannot help myself, and so I played it.
If you tell me not to, I kind of gotta.
Yeah.
Well, people tell me not to, and I just want to do it all the more. I can't.
Well, and I explained to everybody at the beginning of the stream what a pussy he is about the
it's a joke.
Thing.
Yeah,
about the debate thing. Where because you were there, Speed, when he said I could pick the topic, right?
Yeah. I was there. But he has to get a thicker skin if he's going to do YouTube stuff. But anyway, it's funny. I'll throw the timestamp in case you want to play a little part about where he talks about the bugle sound or trumpet sound. It's funny. And what else did I have? We're doing a second part of The Cell is Not a Machine paper. The first part, I screwed the editing up. We're going to do better the second time. I know it's a little boring and it's highly technical, but anyway, it goes kind of against the whole, God made a machine and all that bullshit.
Oh, real quick, Speed. And guess what Otangelo messaged me in your live stream yesterday, and I told it here on this stream. He said that molecular machines and proteins have nothing to do with evolution.
Yeah, and that's his whole point. That's his whole stick, right?
Right.
That's what the fuck? Yeah. You just can't make sense out of these creationists. I don't know. Anyway,
bless your heart, Christians. One of these days I'm going to come on with John, so he's not the only person there that doesn't know what everybody's saying.
Well, that is just a teensy weensy step above Kent Hovind.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, Rage, you were saying when you saw Smokey's face that you were gonna challenge him to a fight. Is he a fat fuck or something like that?
Not anymore. He's thinner than me.
And he has bald hair.
Yeah, well, the only reason I did it is because he talked all that shit about like violence and stuff.
The baseball bat.
Yeah,
baseball.
And then finally I got to a point, I'm like, bitch, let's do it for charity. And he's like, no, we're not going to do that. And I'm like, dude, I mean, there's like a good chance. Like, anybody that knows me can take me out easily. I've talked about my ailments, right? Like, you fucking take out one of my kneecaps or just a leg, bump one of my legs, and I'm probably going to cry like a bitch. So I don't see what he's so scared of, outside of the fact that I got the reach on him probably, and I'm going to knock him out.
I mean, here's the thing. I love Knock. I love Knock, and he's got like, 6-7 inches on me in height. But yeah, if it ever went bad and me and him got in a fight and I'm an old man and can't really fight too much anymore, I'd be sidekicking his knee.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you do to me.
Have you guys ever heard of the term fat aggression?
Well, so we never really got to that part because I was revealing that, and you did make the claim that Smokey is still like a fat man, and me and John both took a little bit of offense at that because are you saying that fat people aren't good people, Tog?
No, I'm saying that fat people are angry a lot more than.
Why would you say that?
Like, okay, wait.
As a fat person,
why would you say that?
I'm trying to explain it.
Right there. Hey, look, that's okay. I'm a fat person. Like, I rip on people like Shandy when other people rip on, because I'm a fat person, but here's the thing. That was where I got really red with you when you were alluding to the fact you were implying, because I believe the exact phraseology you used is Smokey lost a lot of weight, give him credit for that, but he's still a fat person in his head. And you had been talking about his aggression up to that point and, the horrible language he uses with people. And that is you saying that you think that all fat people are angry. And you just basically said, and that's bullshit, dude. That is a hasty rationalization.
I'll explain it. It goes along with the family joke, because when we were living with another family, there was another kid, a friend, he was a friend, and he would always get mad, and so we'd always boy, because he'd get, his fat, so, when he got mad, his fat would jiggle, and he'd, always look up when he'd yell, so we'd get mad, and it was something that we all came up with, whenever we get angry, it's fat aggression, I don't know.
Funny. Wait a minute.
I've always called it the explanation was worse than the whole thing in the beginning. Like, your justification made you sound like a monster.
We were just kids at the times, like I said, all right,
yeah, we were joking, hold on, just hold on, all right? First of all, we were all talking over one another. Oh, can't do that.
That hurts.
Secondly, not Rage and Puff were right on. That the explanation was worse than the comment. Okay, and it's no good to say, well, we were just kids when we did that, because here you are now, 20 years later, and you've got this horrible fucking concept in your head that all fat people are bad. That's wrong, dude. It's wrong.
No, I guess what I mean by that is it's like it's still that burden of that is still on it, like it never goes
But
away.
fat people are not naturally agitated, dude. Like that's not in any way based in reality, dude. That is just something that you and your friends came up with because you had a friend that was probably agitated because he got picked on for being overweight when he was young, and that probably agitated the shit out of him. But you just generalized that all overweight people must have a borderline agitation at all times.
You know, I don't know who
I
just
see
said
that
it.
now. Okay, my bad.
Somebody just said some of them are, and you're right. But some of every group are something. You know, like that's not really probative. You know,
Here's the thing, and I don't mean this. I mean, it sounds joking, but I don't mean this totally joking. But if fat people as a demographic are getting laid less than not fat people, they will be more grouchy.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. Why do fat people get laid?
Yeah. Plus, just a second. Wait a second. Flow state. You should study. Well, what I was gonna say is, here's the thing. You should any cursory study of history would reveal that during any time of financial or resource hardship or stress, fat people are looked at as a source of security in a relationship. So I think during 2020, a lot of fat people were seen as, hey, you're able to stay fat during the pandemic when nobody's working? Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's just it. Like, during the apocalypse, if anybody stays fat.
I did it through Chinese food, if everyone's curious.
Oh, my God. Dude, I was right in the middle of a fucking sentence. Will you get a better computer or something, dude?
I apologize.
Yeah, so...
it might be your computer, John.
Well, no, because it doesn't happen with other people, but... well, let me admit it right now. I've been kind of riding Todd tonight. Sorry about that. But
It's just the aggression, don't worry.
Yeah, it's just the fat aggression.
I got to roll, guys.
During the apocalypse, if there's any fat people that stick around for much too long, everything
Hey, enough
will be
with
over.
the fat jokes.
Oh my fucking
All right,
God.
have a good night, Speed.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah. No, that ain't fat aggression. That's John aggression.
Hey, Ray,
Fucking-
can
Not
we
getting
have
laid enough,
some?
are you?
Can we have some cupcake?
Yeah.
I'm eating pizza.
So anyway, if I'll try for like the fourth time to finish my goddamn sentence.
I'm eating ramen with a knife.
Yeah, I'm just trying to prove Todd's point that I'm
Probably
fat, so I'm
anyway.
aggressive. But yeah, during the apocalypse, if there are any fat people around after a while, everybody gonna be over at their house looking through their basement and finding out where their food stores are. God, it really sucks. I had to take 4 times to say that.
Well, John, I think that a lot of people would be at their house in their basement, but not looking for the food because they would be chained to the wall, expecting to be food.
Eating
It's
that
hard to stay
fat juice
fat
off your
now.
face.
That's terrible.
Well, right. I mean, because everybody knows that fat people, if in the absence of food, they just naturally become cannibals.
It's actually a rescue mission.
I know. I mean, if you are fat in a time when there's no resources whatsoever, then you're eating something, right?
Well, yeah,
and a lot of it.
And I want to say, like, most people that are aggressive aren't large people. Most large people are very self-conscious, and they kind of withdraw because of that, because of dealing with whatever self-conscious issues that they have. Aggressive human beings tend to be very muscular, bearded men. I have a beard. I hate to say that. They often tend to be libertarian Christians. And yeah, they'll like just come at you and like, oh God, you don't like Trump? I'm gonna kick your ass. Or you don't like God? I'm gonna kick your ass. Those, Christian males are the aggressors in our society, Tog, not fat people. I just have to say it.
Yeah, we get an echo from somewhere. I mean, actually,
I'm done eating my pizza now, so I'm a little fatter.
Yeah, well, you know what the echo might have been actually, because Rage got so loud right there. I think maybe his voice carried from Michigan to me, and that's why I was hearing the echo.
Did I like so? I never know when my mic is like super loud, super low. It does
No,
different
no,
shit.
no, but it just you gave it the old rage. Yeah, not that it was too loud or anything, but you're definitely projecting with your diaphragm there.
I mean, I would definitely say like the aggressors in society are your fucking libertarians, your fucking insurgents, your fucking Trumpers that are going around like fuck libtards, let's kill libtards. Those are your aggressors in society.
Go ahead and say it.
What?
Well, look at fucking Marjorie Green. She wants to carry a fucking gun on the house.
I want to hear what Flow State wants to say. Go ahead and say what. Go ahead and say what.
Say Flow State.
Yeah, I mean,
The
fat
aggressors in
aggression, Flow State. What am I afraid to say? I'm not afraid to say it. I think right wing fucking douchebag males that live within a Christian male patriarchy are the aggressors in our society.
I mean,
at the very least, agitators.
It wasn't a bunch of liberals that stormed the fucking Capitol building.
But not even that. Like, it's usually not liberals walking around looking for a fight. It's usually not even Antifa really walking around looking for a fight. Proud Boys walk around looking for Antifa to fight them. Antifa walk around looking for right-wing Confederate / neo-Nazi rallies so they can go and fight actual Confederates and neo-Nazis.
We need to have passive-aggressive like wars with like water guns and snowballs, and then like. I think that just throw like water guns at the other people and just like, and then just pretend it's Call of Duty and just go ham with the water gun.
Certain native tribes had a tradition of counting coup, and then other native tribes would ruin that tradition of counting coup by committing violence and acts of actual aggressive war. So long as we have aggressive war, there will be aggressive war. So sooner or later, as anti-war and as anti-violent as I am, you got to take a side on which aggressive war you're going to be willing to stand with.
It's kind of funny because like everybody here has seen Super Troopers, right?
Yeah, the first one was great.
Not Super Troopers. Not Super Troopers. Sorry, Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers.
Oh yeah.
Well, Super Troopers was way funnier.
Well, Starship Troopers. It's in the very beginning of the movie. There's an important thing, like where Michael Ironside, the general, he's in the classroom talking to the kids, right? There's an important thing that he says, but I think it got cut out of the movie. And what he says is there are violence is the supreme authority from which all other authorities are derived. And that's the way that they operate in that society, right? That's the way a lot of people that respect a strong man, that's the way they view stuff.
Well, yeah, and I think the radicalization comes from like, well, this war is going to be the last war. Like, we're going to fight the war that's going to end all wars. We're going to fight the war that's going to change society. Blah 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 blah. We're never going to fucking see that shit. All we can do right now in this time and moment is stand strong and firm about our belief systems, shout them out to the world, and hopefully some kind of movement will take root. Now, if that movement happens to be violent and I'm alive when it happens, then I'll have to make a decision. What do I believe in more, the progression of society or my anti-violent stance? I'm saying that probably the progression of society is going to win out.
So real quick, I need to jump in here because we were going somewhere real quick, and then Flow State got a phone call. Knock had asked him to clarify what he meant by, well, just go ahead and say what you want to say. And what did you mean by that, Flow State?
Oh, I was just fucking around.
All right, because like,
no, you won't.
I was saying, just go ahead and say Flow State, but it was a joke.
Oh, not Flow State, but like Trumpers are fascist. I'll just go ahead and say that. Especially now, like if you're still a Trumper, like God damn it, like I shouldn't even really feel bad.
You're right. Antifa's been fighting fascists the whole time. They even say it in their name.
Yeah, they do.
We knew it all along.
They've been right the entire time. For 4 years, they were right.
Why? Did you say
we knew they were fighting fascists all along? We just
say you're not. Did you say that you're not Flow State?
Yeah,
I am Flow State.
Well, you said earlier you're not Flow State. Now I'm just confused by the right-wing schizophrenia.
I've got a new computer and my shit's been kind of glitching. So,
The one thing that's the most confusing to me, right, is that the Trumpists, or as I call them, Trumpistas, which will come in handy here in a second, they raise this specter from the dead of this enemy of Hugo Chavez, right? But Chavez had supporters named Chavistas, right? And what they would do is they would go around with copies of Chavez's new constitution, and they would attack businesses and organizations that were either openly critical of him or not openly supportive of him. It just sounds really, really close to Trumpists, and they go with the same type of other things that they operate with, right? Like the rallies, a lot of the things that Trump, like the way he organized his campaign, it eerily mirrors the Chavez campaign.
Well, there's things that mirror the Chavez campaign and things that mirror the Hitler campaign when Hitler took power, definitely. But I'm going to try and make an attempt to get us away from politics. Not that I don't want to talk socialism, but when we talk socialism, Puff, you'll definitely be there. I'll bring Leo in and a couple other socialists, so it'll be just like a socialist echo chamber. We can talk socialism. Next question of the night. Why do Christians ask for prayers? Now, I brought this up in the stream yesterday, I think, and it was kind of like a joke. I saw CJ Cox had retweeted this tweet from this Christian woman who had gotten kidney disease, been diagnosed with kidney disease, and she's asking for like thoughts and prayers. And I was wondering about that. Like what does that look like? What, so when she's asking Christians to do that, is she asking Christians to be like, sending prayers to God, being like, good job, dog. You're doing your plan perfect. Or is she asking for Christians to pray to God to overturn God's will? God, your plan is clearly fucked up. Save my friend. Save this person I like on Twitter. So yeah, that's kind of where I want to go. To get it away from politics, because politics don't go well on my channel.
and then to add to that, like maybe it's like I wonder if is it one of those deals where they got to ask Christians to pray for them, because God only listens if there's a certain amount of people praying for him. Like, do they need to get to 1,000 people before that even gets through to God? Like,
yeah. How many people does it take?
God listens to angry fat people.
Flo stayed had his hand up. Go ahead.
Flows.
I was going to say, I think it's just an attention grab. It's just an attention grab, like any other Facebook post or whatever.
Yeah, but like, if they truly believed in God, though, like, wouldn't they not do that?
Yeah, isn't getting the cancer, isn't that part of God?
Most of them who wear it on their sleeve do truly believe in God.
Well, no, but what I'm saying, like, if they truly believed in God,
same way that a homeless person.
So what I'm asking, like, if they truly believed in God, would they not like do what God told them and not be public with their prayer, not ask for public prayers? Because God was pretty clear about it. Like, you should be praying in the fucking closet, right? Like, don't pray in public for anybody to see. He was pretty clear about that shit. So if they truly believed in God, wouldn't they follow his dictation? I guess my question is. And if they don't follow his dictation, do they not? Like, doesn't that just give away the fact that they don't really believe in this thing? Because this thing is a goddamn monster that's going to send them to hell for not following his dictation, right?
I mean, if I was a diehard Christian and I bought into all that stuff, and then I got cancer or kidney disease, I mean, why wouldn't you be fired up? I'm going to go get to be with the Lord sooner.
Yeah, and that's the other side of it. And Lisa, you were trying to jump in, so I will let you go next. But like, that's the other side of it is like, why at funerals are Christians so goddamn sad? Like they justify the murder of the the Canaanite children because hey, they get to go to heaven. It's not even murder. And then yet they go to a fucking funeral and they're all goddamn fucking sad and crying, like there's no tomorrow. And I'm like, dude, didn't this dude just go meet God? Like, why are you so fucking sad? And it's because they don't really, they understand it's the end. They know it deep inside of them. They just can't fucking admit it to themselves.
Well, I think that's just missing the person. I think they're crying for themselves there. I don't know that that's
How can you miss a person that now is face to face with the God that you profess faith in? If that's your worldview, if that's your true belief, if you truly believe that shit, how can you miss somebody that you will see again?
Could you imagine, like even imagine believing that, and then imagine that something happened to your daughter? Like you'd of course be. It doesn't matter what you know or think you know. You'd be tore the fuck up regardless. That's just
sure I would, but I don't believe, and sure they would, because they're human beings and it is human nature, as you say. But it goes to show that human nature overrides belief. Human nature overrides your false sense of this fucked up God that just took your goddamn child, right?
And isn't that interesting too? Human nature overrides that, and yet supposedly we're all made in God's image.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many Christians now at this point has literally justified to me putting children to the sword in ancient Israel because, they get to go to heaven, right? It's not, why are you even talking about this? Like, they get to go be with God. I can't tell you how many. And yet, the moment somebody they know dies, they're crying like little bitches. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's rude and it's disrespectful. But it's the fucking truth.
Lisa, you've been trying to get in. Go ahead there, girl.
Yeah. I don't know about all denominations, but the Baptists, they're like, well, if there's just enough prayers, we can change God's mind. And they use the story of Moses pleading with God not to genocide the Israelites. That's another fucked up story in the Bible. But hey, all the stories are pretty much fucked up in the Bible.
I didn't know that God can change. You're saying some parts of Baptists claim that God can change his mind?
Yeah.
Holy
shit.
fuck. So how many prayers is it going to take to stop the school shootings? Because we've had thoughts and prayers for so many decades. When will God change his mind? When is God going to be like, you know what? I'm tired of those little children getting their brains blown out. When does that moment come?
Or what's the prayer count we got to get to for God to do away with childhood cancer? That's the one I want to know.
God damn it.
But going back to like your health, I would like to address that. There was a study done, and I can't remember which journal published it, but there was a study done, and they put people in 3 groups. People who were being prayed for, who knew they were being prayed for, people who were being prayed for and didn't know they were being prayed for, and people who weren't being prayed for. So, and they stopped the study because it was affecting the health of the 3 groups, but especially the group that didn't know whether or not people were praying for them or not. So they stopped the study. Now, isn't that interesting that you can be stressed out because you don't know whether you're being prayed for or not?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you're psychologically conditioned for it. I see it, when somebody passes away in your family and all these Christians, they express the most grief. And I'm not saying you shouldn't express grief. I mean, it's totally natural. We all do it in our own way. But I just have to believe that if you truly believe that this isn't the end for them, that you would be rejoicing their life instead of in complete sorrow over their dispatching. Somewhere deep ingrained in you, that sorrow comes from a place that you understand that this was the end for that person. And it's sad that I can't just be honest about that I have to placate their delusions because they can't see the reason for their own sadness. I have to not be myself for their grief. And it is disturbing.
We've seen what placating delusions does for us now.
Yeah, but the
Haven't
moment
we?
that I don't placate those delusions, I am the super dick bad guy that's just doing what, Ronnie does all the time.
Well, hey, we're atheists. We're going to be the super dick bad guys no matter what
I
we
know,
do.
it sucks.
How you guys doing? Figured I'd pop in,
Hey, Midnight.
give my albino opinions. Just
Yeah, he just said that. He just said that before I could.
yeah. Well, I just figured I'd come in because I've been, what? How you doing, Lisa? Go ahead.
Been doing pretty good, Midnight. You?
Other than dealing with some bullshit in the background fairly well,
Aren't we all
Let me ask
dealing
you,
with
were you-
bullshit?
one at a time. What?
I said, aren't we all dealing with bullshit?
Yes.
Were you here listening when the fat aggression topic was going on?
No, I've actually been talking to catching up with Cerberus. That's
Oh,
interesting.
okay. I was just wondering what you thought of, because Tog had been implying in his chat not too long ago that the reason that Smokey was so aggressive was because he used to be a fat man. He lost weight, but he still is aggressive because he still has the fat man mentality.
What the fuck does that even mean? Having the fat man mentality?
Yeah, I mean, I think you've indicated that you're, like me, you are a portly individual yourself, and yeah, we were calling him out on that. I was just wondering if you'd heard that conversation.
Well, I think I was on JPass Extreme when that happened, and I was also on the subs. What was it? I also watched the stream you and Rage did when you were calling him out. I guess I don't know if you got to the part when I came in, but
Right.
that was an interesting thing. Tog is an interesting individual.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. But wait, Rage, how long are you going for?
You're muted, Rage. Maybe he went AFK.
Probably. I did want to talk to you if he has time. I do
He
want.
was eating some pizza. Maybe he went to go re-up on his pizza.
Yeah, the one question of the night asked of me was when I was taking a piss.
Okay. No, I was gonna ask. Like I was asking how long.
TMI, Rage. TMI.
No, I was totally pissing right then.
Okay. I will repeat my question. I will repeat. Like I was wondering how long.
Do you want Midnight to wait to ask his question while you go change your pants? Or?
Jesus Christ, John.
No, I enjoy the warmth.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Can I please ask my question, John?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering how long you're going for, and if you had time after the stream was done to talk, you and I.
We're going till about 9. I'll have very brief period afterwards tonight. What about?
It's an off-air discussion.
It's kind of like an iffy thing. Maybe a few minutes, depending on how deep it is.
I mean, if you're worried, we can forget about it.
Well, I'm not worried. It's just I have very little time. At 9 o'clock, I do my daughter's nighttime shot, and then I got to get her to bed for.
Okay. You know what? It can wait. It doesn't matter. Go take care of your daughter.
Yeah. So maybe I don't know. I go back to work this week, like almost full time again. Even though we're only at 25% capacity. I am like me, so I have to be there all the time. At least I'm etched up back to 4 days. It should be around 30 hours next week. So yeah, like sometime like before I go to work or something, I should be available.
Yeah, better than fucking 8 hours a week, right?
Yeah, 4 to 8 hours a week that I've been getting. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, Midnight, you're just like us. You do that Discord thing. You guys could just meet on Discord or something. You don't have to be in a stream.
I am trying to get better about being on Discord.
We are in Jay Pasic's server, so yeah.
Well, plus he's got his own server too.
So
well,
yeah,
true, but I didn't get a link yet.
And if it's about the goddamn COVID being man-made thing, I clarified that earlier today.
No. It has literally nothing to do with that.
All right, so I mean, we can talk privately. Just send me like a DM or something, and we'll work it out. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
So, all right. Last topic of the night that I have, and like I see Flow State left because we're not talking politics, and I probably should have taken the opportunity, but people really don't like it. They like me talking religion, even if it's silly. So, is Jesus a zombie? Is he a lick? What the fuck is Jesus really? I'm asking the question.
The definition of zombie is the undead, so I'd say he's a zombie.
Yeah, well, zombie would be the undead, but Jesus was risen back alive, so wouldn't that make him a lick? A lich king, even. Y'all don't play WoW, so you're not laughing.
No, I did not get that joke.
So
that must be an inside joke.
So a zombie is basically something that comes from the dead, but it doesn't have its former self, right? It's a mindless, brain-eating monster, and we had some of those in the New Testament, without a doubt. It talks about the heroes of old rising up from the grave when Jesus died. So we definitely had some zombies. What I'm saying is that the Lich King in World of Warcraft controlled the zombies because he was the Lich King. And wouldn't that make Jesus a Lich King? Because, like, wouldn't he be, like, the one that controlled the zombies and shit? I don't know. Like, I'm confused.
I think that what Jesus would be is if you ever saw that Will Smith movie where he's the only one left and all the zombies, and there's that one zombie that's like the head zombie that seems to be the leader of them. Like, maybe that would be Jesus.
I Am Legend. Good movie.
I Am Legend, yeah.
Well, the book was better, but yeah, go ahead.
Coming at this from another angle, it's just weird that Josephus, I think during this time he was the governor of Judea. I'm not sure, but I think that's correct. So if there were like zombies running all over Jerusalem, why didn't Josephus write about it? That'd be like an event that you think an historian would write about. We got a bunch of zombies in Jerusalem.
Well, yeah, you would definitely think that the Romans that were there would definitely document all of the Jews rising from the dead. Like, that would be something like, yeah, I'm a historian. I'm going to definitely document this shit tonight. Just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Well, and then that's what always gets me too, is supposedly they make the claim, and I think it was Josephus, that 500 people witnessed the risen Christ, but not one of those 500 people wrote down a contemporaneous account of it. Like, I see a motherfucker rise from the dead, I'm gonna be, even if I have to like use a fucking hammer and a chisel, I'm gonna be writing something down about that shit.
And you can't even give us their names. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Well, and the fact that like Jesus revealed the true kingdom of God to Peter, James, and I can't remember the last one's name. James and whatever his brother was.
John.
Yeah, James and John, I believe. And it quite clearly says, like in the Bible, and they never spoke this to anybody so long as they lived, right? So, like, Jesus showed these three dudes what heaven looked like, and these three dudes didn't tell nobody. And yet we have thousands upon millions upon billions of Christians that will tell you exactly what heaven looks like.
Now, agnostic pagan mom's here, and she actually came in because she says that this topic is her wheelhouse. So let's hear from her. 8 p.m.
Oh, I was just listening to what Rage was saying.
Well, no, I noticed in the live chat you said this is your wheelhouse. I thought that meant you wanted to come in and comment, but
Well, basically, yeah, Jesus is a lich. I mean, he's supposed to be a mage that can walk on water.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, I was muted.
I agree. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, basically that. I used to play D&D a long time ago.
So did
I. Walks on water. I have a real bad lag right now.
Oh yeah, so go ahead. I'll try to shut up.
Well, basically that. Wow, there's a huge lag. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to take it off of YouTube. That's why I was getting confused.
Oh yeah, it happens.
Okay,
it happens.
Yeah. Well, it's my second time on here. The first time it was a 6-hour talk. So, but anyway, yeah, he walks on water. He does. Didn't he do something akin to chain lightning, but with the food? He fed like thousands of people with like two loaf of bread and fish and everything. And it's like, yeah. Mages do that. But there, I mean, shoot, we even have zombies now in what was it, Haiti and Cuba and stuff like that. There's documentation of that, but nothing of Jesus. So, and Lich Kings are part of fiction, so he's a Lich King.
Yeah, I agree. Like, you know, I often make like funny comments. Oh, he's just a zombie. Why do you worship a zombie god? But he's not really a zombie. He's above a zombie. He is a risen dude that has full capacity of his mind, if not more. Due to his infinite powers as God, now that he's been resurrected, the resurrected Jesus is definitely a Lich King.
I know what he is. I know what he is. He's a vampire.
Oh no, he goes beyond vampire because I mean he's a daywalker, and there was only one daywalker, and he had pointy teeth. Jesus didn't have pointy teeth, so.
Yeah, but he might eat brains. He might eat brains.
Yeah, and you can. I keep thinking every time I think of Jesus, I think of brain bug, and that bug was horrendous. And everything people say about Jesus is either really good or horrendous. And it, I don't know, Starship Troopers. That was one of the best because I mean they defeated their brain bug. Ours is still living through a ghost, and not everybody even believes in ghosts. I don't get it.
Well, our brain bug is a really smart scientist.
Oh wait, wrong brain bug. No, that brain bug is the shit. That no, wrong one.
Hey, Doc, do you know who Mr. Wilford is?
I believe that's Sydney. Maybe.
Good evening from 994 trains long.
That's smoke weed every day. Maynard saves.
Smoke weed every day. One of my favorite people.
Smoke weed every day.
Hey, you stole that from the Utah Outcasts. You give it back.
Wait, isn't that Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, that's Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre way back in the days.
Yeah, I was born in '80. They stole it from me. No.
Yeah, yeah, that was my childhood.
80, you got some years to go, girl. 74.
Shit, 77. 77.
My sister is 72, and her and I listen to the exact same music.
I listen to everything except for really country. I can't do the I'm crying about my dog and my pickup truck cheated on me. I can't do that shit.
Enough to listen to that kind of country music.
Kenny Chesney.
I told my social studies teacher in 7th grade when she said the word country, I asked her what kind of tree.
Oh,
John, you are awful sometimes.
I love it.
So, real quick, and I don't know why Chris didn't just come in the room and say this. You know, he wants to comment on the topic.
He knows he knows if he comes in the room, I'm going to call his ass out for everything.
I'm reading something here. The Jews of the time took the time to write down that the guards that were guarding the tomb were paid to let Jesus' disciples take his body. They could have put rumor Jesus rose from the dead. Boy, what a strong argument that is, Keith. Jesus rose from the dead, and then I can't even make out. He has a second point. Roman soldiers guarding tomb would have lost their life if they allowed what the early Jews said happened to happen. I don't know what the fuck that means. I think you got to put the glass pipe down, Keith, and try that sentence.
Yeah, the glass pipe down. But I do real quick. I want to clarify while we do have Chris Keith here, because last night I was trying to end the stream, and I was in agreement about the whole COVID being man-made thing. I clarified my position today. Chris Keith, it is not fact that proven is that COVID-19 was man-made. But my point was that there does seem to be science that indicates it could be, which is a big difference between your point that it is and that's like the reason we should nuke China. So I just wanted to clarify that while I had him here.
There were 18 COVID strains before it, so I mean the odds could be good. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, no,
we know now that the COVID-19's out there, and there are now mutant strains. So
you're right, but real quick, Maynard, I hate to have to correct my brother from another mother here, but that was a mistake that the right wingers were making last year. COVID-19 was called COVID-19 because it originated in 2019. It's not that it was the 19th version of SARS. But
okay, so let me answer John's question. First of all, I don't believe the story ever happened about the guards at Jesus' tomb and yada, yada, yada. But second of all,
like Chris Keith is like, he didn't say nuke China. Like I was like, it's called exaggeration, my dude. God. All right, go ahead, Lisa.
The Roman guards, when they were tasked with doing a job, you better do that job or you will be punished up to and including death. So just want to put that out there. But I don't believe the story even happened. And why the fuck would Pilate put Roman soldiers out there to begin with?
Well, I think that the root story happened. I have come to this conclusion, and I've argued with many people about whether Jesus existed. My position has always been, of course not, of course. What I think happened was this rabbi dude existed, and he thought that Jewish people weren't being pious enough. So he thought he had some claim to the blood of David through his dad, Joseph. I'm going to say it one more time. His fucking dad, Joseph. And he thought that he was the king of the Jews and he was going to lead the rebellion. And he believed in the prophecies of his forefathers that told him that he would do that. And he fucking died trying to do that. And then when he died, that movement he started, those leaders of that movement were like, holy fuck, he died. He didn't free us from the Romans. What are we going to do? Let's create this story about a Lich King. And that's how we got WoW. That's my theory. It's all because, the world needed World of Warcraft. And I am so sorry that y'all don't know what I'm talking about because you didn't waste your lives on World of Warcraft like I did.
What are you talking about? He's the progenitor of the line.
I think you've got Chris Keith feeling some feelings in the chat.
I have things about.
I mean, Christians always feel some feeling. I mute myself as I'm talking. Christians always feel some feelings about the feelings I portray. I'm going to make that a song, I think.
Yeah, that's not kind of like country lyric.
You always have to be wrong. Isn't that the way it is?
Yeah, I have to be wrong.
Well, and the reason that he has to be wrong is because you can't have any intelligibility or facts without first referencing God.
All right, so now that I have gotten through all of my Christian topics, we have roughly 27 minutes until I end the stream. We have roughly 15 minutes to talk about whatever the fuck y'all want to talk about, politics, whatever, go for it. I think I steered us away from politics every time we got too invested in it, and I did a goddamn good job about that, and I will never get credit for it, so fuck everybody. So yeah,
No,
let's talk about what y'all want to talk about.
No, good job on that, Rage. Good job on steering us away from politics. But
so let's go to politics now.
Oh, Rage, I've been meaning to ask you. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
But Rhino just started streaming about 4 minutes ago, so I'm gonna go kick out and get
Why
his
the
stream.
fuck do people do that to us?
Because
Man.
everybody does it. But who is Ryan? I don't even know who that is.
Rhino.
He's in the chat.
Oh, Rhino. Vice Rhino taking my viewers has been a problem for a year and a half, and I'm going to have words with Vice Rhino. I kid. Go ahead.
I want to hear that.
Me and Lisa have had this discussion. Before.
You'd be asking each other.
And I don't have to mention another stream as you leave.
Well, John, I pick on people. I really don't like. No, I don't mind it. I really don't, John. I kind of pick on people, and that's why John picked it up. I think, but like I don't mind promoting other people in the community.
I'm not really seriously ragging on her about it. It's funny. It's just funny.
But people do that, and I've done it several times, and I do make it a point now not to do that. Like I'll be in a side chat about to go live, and I won't even tell motherfuckers I'm about to go live.
Yeah, that's why I keep missing your show.
Well,
like that.
Rage, it was kind of like, earlier when I said, well, I've got a live stream that I got to do, which is Atheist Church, and I promised to do Atheist Church today at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And yes, I chose the name Atheist Church because it is ironic, and then I came here right after I, got through with Atheist Church. By the way, go check it out. It's about the tribulation. So anyway, I'll see you guys later, and have a good night.
Oh yeah, thanks
for
coming on.
Replay of that if I miss it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I always enjoy having Lisa for Truth on because she says fuck more than I do.
And you know what? Yeah, and I don't think she said it much tonight. I don't remember her sitting here.
I don't think she said it once tonight.
Well, I can tell you why. Because if Sunflower didn't come in.
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck Sunflower.
Or Messenger.
If he's ever in, and I don't care how long I'm in, or if I'm in the middle of a sentence, I will dip out. You want to see how fast the girl leaves? He rubs me wrong, and not in a good
real
way.
quick. I'm sorry. Maynard left, and he said in the chat, he said, he said his headphones died. That's why he had to scoot out of here.
Well, I mean, it's good timing. We're winding down, but like with Sunflowers, so like, CJ Cox likes to like, put some like really weird quote that I never said in quotation marks and put it on Twitter, and he'll be like, dash knock 2020 or dash knock 2021. So I did that back to CJ Cox, and Sunflower, who I know follows both of us and never mentioned any of the times that CJ Cox did it, chose that opportunity to be like, well, I need a reference on your quotes here to see if what you're saying is accurate. And I'm like, you're such an idiot. You're so stupid.
And then check this out, just to add to what he's saying, because I was in on that thread too, is that when Knock told him that, then, and I don't even know if Knock saw this because he doesn't go on Twitter as much, but then CJ came back, or no, Sunflower came back with, oh, well, then both of you were wrong, because if you use quotes, then both of you were wrong. And then I answered them like, no, they weren't wrong. I mean, how long have you been on social media? That's like a standard practice on social media. Like somebody posts something and then you quote them and change a word in what they said. And it's like, oh, there, I fixed your typo for you.
Yeah, it's talking shit with a quote. I mean, that's all it is.
Right. and then like what? If anybody that read that knows CJ and knows Rage would have realized, they're quoting each other because they're straw manning their argument, basically.
Yeah.
They're saying, well, this is actually what you're saying when you say that.
All in good fun.
Like me and just listen to the end or
No,
watch
the
it to
one I
end of
like
the-
is.
Never mind.
Well, no,
Sorry,
I kind of missed it.
What I like is when.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Puff.
Yeah.
What I like is when whenever Rage actually quote tweets CJ on some of the fucking wild and like very bigoted shit that he supports. He doesn't even say, he just supports, right? Because he doesn't want to tweet a lot of really hyperbolic shit, but he will retweet it and
he'll show his support
retweet the
for
shit
it.
out of it, right?
Yeah.
Right. He'll let somebody else. He'll find somebody else that said it and then retweet what he supports. Right.
Right.
And every time Rage does that, every time Rage does that, he's like, "No, that's you're taking me out of context. It's not like I support that." And I'm like, "Dude, I went to your page. I have to disagree with that statement."
Well,
Like,
right.
I've
I mean,
seen
here's
your
the thing: is
timeline.
if you quote tweet somebody, and your response at the top, your comment above that quote tweet is not a critique of what they said, then we can assume that you're quote tweeting them because you agree with them.
Yep.
Right, and that's what I'm saying is Rage. He's like, "What is this shit going on right here, CJ?" And when he quote tweets him, and then he's like, "No, it's not like I was supporting him." I'm like, "Dude, you just retweeted these people like yay, like root for the home team type shit." And I'm like there's no critique, like you said, there's no criticism. You're definitely not giving them any pushback, so you gotta be like signal boosting.
And that's the thing about CJ, and that's what I've been trying to relay to the audience, because he'll come on this stream and he will pretend to be this rational interlocutor that you can and you can have really in-depth, really deep conversations about certain topics, because he wants to justify his hatreds in a rational way. So he comes as this rational interlocutor, but he's just a hate monger like everybody else.
All I know is that one stream that I was in the chat and Marty was in the room and he went off on her about abortion. I wish I could have seen that whole video and her response, because I had to go for family things, but that right there, that's when I started saying, give them no quarter. Him, Tom
Exactly.
DeRose, and a couple other people. Don't give them an inch, because that's what they do with it.
I think John will back me up on this, and Puff, you pay attention. You'll probably back me up on this too. Like CJ wanted to be a moderate. He wanted to be a rational voice. He wanted to be somebody that atheists wanted to talk to, and then he saw his channel didn't grow. People wanted to debate him on Modern Day Debate, but his personal channel didn't grow. And he saw, oh, wow, Smokey is talking a lot of shit, and his channel's growing. Oh, wow, Matt Powell's talking a lot of shit. His channel's growing. CJ came to the conclusion, if I want my channel to grow, I got to start talking shit. And that's what he started doing. That's my opinion.
Oh yeah. That's the formula. That's the winning formula. You talk mad shit from like a right leaning like perspective on YouTube. You are gonna get subs. Yep. You're gonna be protected in the algorithm, and you're gonna win a lot of YouTube disputes. Like when it goes to content disputes and stuff like that, you're gonna win.
Yep.
Because it doesn't matter if people flag the shit out of your videos; they're gonna stay up. Doesn't matter if people flag the shit out of your channel, it's going to stay up. Doesn't matter if you get fucking 4 or 5 content claims, it's going to stay up.
Yeah.
So let me jump in here. I've been trying to I wanted to, we don't have that much time left, and I wanted to get to this in the live chat. And their conversation's probably way past this point now, but Chris Keith and Brian Stevens have been conversing in chat, and Brian had asked Chris a question, and Chris says, I don't believe we can control God, but if it is his will that he wants to allow something to happen because of the faith of another, it is possible. And I want to know what people here with us in the stream think of this, because I think that is a pile of garbage, because I thought God had a plan and was omniscient and knew, past, present, and future, all things that were going to happen. So how could he allow something to happen in the moment?
John, they admit their lack of faith with almost every breath they express, and they don't even realize it. They think that they are so faithful. but almost every breath they utter as human beings is a breath against their faith. They just don't see it.
So wait a second, let me get this straight. So now they want me to go with the he's playing 4 million D chess line?
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, it's pretty much. I believe in the God that I believe in, and that God is omnipotent. That God, can do everything, knows everything, has planned everything out. This God is the shit. Why are you judging God for not being God? They express their true lack of faith with every breath. They don't truly believe in this bullshit. They only want to say they believe in this bullshit.
Yeah. Like I said, Chris tells Brian Stevens, you have a very limited idea of prayer. I mean, isn't it just like talking to something you think exists while you squint really hard? Isn't that what prayer is?
That's pretty much what I've done my whole life. Shit. No, about Smokey, though, here's the thing. Who did he see first? Was it somebody like some of the channels that are, preaching nicely and everything? I've seen a lot of them lately. Or was it Darth Dawkins and people like him? Because,
it was like Brett Keane, I think.
Yeah, because he didn't get anywhere with his old way of talking, and now he's not Christian. He's atheist. I guarantee you, I've been wanting to say this for months or two. He's Christian. I mean, he's not Christian. He's atheist.
I think he's Christian, but I think he's an inso. And I think that his need to bust a nut has overridden his sanity.
That's the other one, but I just got a gut feeling he's not even Christian. He's just
and
doing
that's
it for
possibility, because I have said that myself. I do get vibes. I do get vibes that he's faking it sometimes.
Yeah,
I have a feeling that he's faking the Christian. I think he's faking the Christian. I think you're right about that, but I think that the anger comes from the fact that he's true incel. He can't conversate. He can't.
He doesn't even masturbate anymore
with a woman.
Well, he doesn't even masturbate healthy anymore.
I don't trust a man who don't masturbate. It's not right.
Yeah, if you're afraid to touch yourself, you're just afraid.
Okay, if you are a man that has sworn off masturbation,
what up, Les Nagy?
After you've gotten that mad, you're not allowed to live in any town with a water tower. No high spots, no vantage points. You have to live in the middle of Nebraska. No high points for you. Sorry.
I'm just telling, Smokey. All right, so go to Pornhub. Smokey, go to Pornhub. You can find decent videos. It's just a girl. You don't have to have any fucking perverted thoughts. You don't have to get all freaky with it at first. Explore yourself with time. But you can just find a girl with some titties flopping. You can do your deed, and I guarantee you'll be a happier human being.
He didn't even have to go to Pornhub. He could just come to this channel, and he could rewatch the Jen Aldridge.
Yeah, just rewatch the Jen Aldridge shit.
Watch the Jen Aldridge Red Bra episode.
I need to watch that episode.
Oh, if you missed it, it was a fucking classic, without a doubt.
If he's looking to take it slow,
Smokey was definitely tripping over his words in that one.
See,
I need to find that one. I need to see that.
Chris Keith. All right, so no. That's not how it works, my dude. If room open in another 15 or so, I come in. No, room close in another 15 or so. If you want to come in and talk your Christianity from the fucking beginning. People accuse me of having an echo chamber. I don't have an echo chamber. I have cowardly Christians too afraid to come defend their shit. That's what I have, and I'm fucking tired of pretending that it's otherwise.
Well, in defense of Chris Keith, though, he has come in several times. But yeah,
but not since it went really, really south with Smokey. Not since the whole your daughter's mother is a crack whore thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It just reeks to that
because it's an instant dumpster fire that's entertaining. Sometimes.
But it reeks to that customer that calls and they're like, "Oh, when are you closing?" You're like, 15 minutes. They're like, "Shucks, I was going to be there in 18 minutes.
Yeah.
I guess I won't be ordering now."
It's fuck you. I got to go pick up my kid, bitch.
I'm like, so you thought I don't want to get off now?
And real quick, with 12 minutes left, the stuff that Knock just addressed. No, Chris, it doesn't work that way. Okay, and nobody's claiming it's deterministic in the sense you mean. Okay, but if God knows the fucking future, and it can only happen the way He knows it, then you really don't have a choice. Okay, you have the illusion of a choice, but if you guys are right and God is omniscient and knows the future, there's no other way it can happen. It can only happen the way He knows it.
Well, this is just another reason, John, that they show that they don't truly believe. Because in the same breath that they'll say, God's plan is everything. And that's why, He killed everybody on the planet because He understood what was going to happen. The next breath, they'll say, God doesn't know everything and we have free will. We don't have free will. Right. If we had free will, God would not have interjected Himself with the Great Flood. God would not have interjected Himself with Abraham. God would not have interjected Himself with Jesus Christ. We don't have free will if your God exists. We are under the leadership and the fucking direct control of a monstrous puppet master who gets off by seeing us suffer. I reject that completely.
That's why I stopped being Christian at 14. It never made sense, especially being a teen and being horny as hell and being a wallflower. And then all of a sudden, I'm almost Mormon. I can't even say the word anymore. I'm almost Mormon, and then I go to one of their little exoduses, and they wanted me to proclaim for Jesus right then and there before we go home. And I'm like, no, I think I'm done with Christianity. I became pagan.
Yeah, and pagan's way more rational and logical than Christianity can ever fucking pretend to be. Well, maybe not you, but my opinion, and I have issues with some pagans, but like in my opinion has stayed consistent throughout. That I mean, if gods do exist, I hope they're more like Loki and Thor. Yeah,
exactly. My main thing is
real
that
quick,
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that. And I know you're on mobile or something, aren't you?
People like your voice. They like hearing your voice, Agnostic Pagan.
Yeah.
Really?
Maynard says, yeah, I wish you weren't on mobile because we kind of been stomping over top of you because your volume is so low.
Oh, really? Let me try a different headset. I only got 5 minutes in the chat.
You're good now. You're good now. You're good. I mean, it's not too low. We hear you, but then we overstep you.
Right. It's not that you're so low that you can't hear you. It's that you're low enough that if you and somebody else starts to talk at the same time, you kind of get drowned out.
Oh,
but
gotcha.
What Knock was saying in response to Chris, and Chris would say back to you, "You're putting God in a box." Just cracks me up. When
I didn't put God in the box. That was the Jews. They put him in the Ark of the Covenant.
Whoa. I disagree.
Nobody put. I think what Chris is trying to say is that nobody puts God in the corner.
The Jews. God literally put Himself in a corner because God was like this really super small being that lived in the Ark of the Covenant. You fucking idiot, Chris Keith! Like you worship a 2-foot alien. That's what you worship.
He's a dick in a box. I'm telling you, he's a dick in a box.
I would argue that he did put himself in the box, but that was 9 months prior to Bethlehem.
I love it. I love it when the crazy people that worship the aliens talk to us like we're crazy.
That's why I like Richard in his mind, because he doesn't proclaim to believe in a human that does all this. He knows it's aliens.
Well, and now that you mentioned Richard, Godless Mom, I have to ask, what happened to Richard Madsen? I haven't seen a notification. I haven't heard anything from Richard. He dropped off the face of the fucking earth, and now that you mention his name, I'm now realizing it. Holy shit!
Well, I'm a little bit worried. I saw anything from him. He was doing interviews with very much fear, and there was maybe 5 to 9 people in the chat mask. So I think he's doing interviews that he's just not putting up.
I wish we had never said nothing about your volume, because now I don't know if you made a change when we said something about your volume, because it got worse.
Goddamn live streams, man.
It got muddier, if that's a better description, I think.
So, real quick, yeah, that is a good description. It got muddier, like muffled, kind of. But yeah, so we're going to start winding this down here. Knox at 9. It's 5-6 minutes to, and I just wanted to say two things, just to reinforce the idea that I'm a crazy boomer that gets shit wrong. So I had screenshots up on my phone from earlier in the program when we were talking about something, and then I picked my phone up, which is on the charger, and the screenshot was still up. Well, that screenshot had been taken off that phone, and so all the different icons are there, and the fucking battery icon's not moving. And I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with my charger? And I have a moment of panic. I'm thinking the phone's all fucked up. But well, no, it's just because I had the goddamn screenshot up.
Yeah, I mean, I have learned that I am technically a Zoomer. I'm a Zoomer. Right. You're definitely a fucking boomer.
yeah, not doubt. And then the other thing I wanted to mention, just one more little point on politics. One of my family members today actually said to me, well, look, there might not have been enough fraudulent voting to overturn the election, but that shit where they said there was a water main break and people went home, there was people there, they proved it, that stayed back and counted votes, that they pulled out suitcases from under the table. And I didn't even bother arguing with them about it. I was just like, oh shit. I mean, all I said was, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was debunked, like when the people claimed that happened. And they were just like, this family member of mine was fired the fuck up over that. Like,
it's that cult of personality, man. It's strong. And the thing is, he is. I don't understand how he's that good at it,
dude.
But it's
QAnon.
It just goes to that.
QAnon has come around to some point that, I think it's March 16th. It's some date in March, right? That Donald Trump is actually going to become president again. I shit you not. They really believe this. Yeah, it is ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
Hey, we got a Tangelo Grasso back in the live chat owning himself. He says, question, what is so ironic about atheists? Answer, they're always talking about God.
What is so ironic about Christians? They're always masturbating to the rage.
Oh, wow. Well, I will take this opportunity to say that, like Smokey Saint's hypothetical spoken about wife that he claims that he used to have an ex-wife, it's time for me to get off, which also means I have to leave.
Yeah, we are closing out. So this is good night. Thank you guys for being here. This was fun. This was interesting. I would definitely. Oh, the background noise went away with Puff. I would definitely. I would definitely hope that Christians would start coming back again and stop being little bitch cowards and just start and talking from the chat. But what can you expect from Christians? They don't really believe what they believe. Go ahead, John.
No, you know what? And I'm so glad you brought that up earlier, because I've said similar things. You might remember discussions about morality, how they really get their morality from secular values and all that. Yeah, they don't really believe what they believe for sure. I think we might need to make that a tagline of something.
We can start using the word fetish instead of morality, because everything they talk about is the things they like and don't like. It has no basis on anybody else. So they just should start saying their fetishes or their kinks. I don't think you should do this because I don't like it. Same in
exactly.
I just want to come up before we left go Tangelo. Look, dude, Knock wants you here, and you're allowed to be here, and you're allowed to post what you want to, and and interact with people, whatever you want to do, buddy. But don't be spamming the same shit over and over again.
I just want Christians to come talk to me, but Christians are scared to talk to me because I'll tell them what I really think. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we
like,
are gonna get
Daniel-
out of here. We got this one guy like
Copy and paste.
back
He
there.
copies and pastes the same shit over and over again, like the same fucking comment.
I was gonna say, to be fair, like I did come in, so that's kind of like, you know, it's like, well, I did come in, so it's kind of a bastardization. I'm just saying. I did leave though, but I did come in.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
you're not a real.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
As
You're not a
we
real
end,
Christian.
because it is 9 o'clock and I have a nighttime shot to do and a daughter to put to bed.
Oh yeah.
So
No, just kidding.
yeah, so we are gonna get out of here again. Hopefully tomorrow or the next day I'll have like a rolling screen of patrons, so that'll be awesome. Until then, I'll see you soon.
I hope to be here next time.
Perfect.